Bernie, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing well. How's your day going?
It's going well. I mean, it sort of just started about an hour ago. So, I'm West Coast. Everything's going good though. How you been? It's been a while.
I love it, dude. It's been a fat minute since we've chatted. Um,
Yeah.
cool, man. Well, let's get into it. I guess to start off, guys, this is Bernie. He is crushing it. I just from my understanding, it seems like you're the type of guy that just kind of puts your heads down, goes to work. Like I've talked to you a couple times within the group, but you're not as vocal, right? Like you just kind of get the stuff done, get the work done, land the deals. Is that what I'm getting?
Yeah, I like to kind of work in the background a little bit, like do my thing. Um, yeah, I honestly I wasn't doing too much in like November, December, just because I've been traveling a lot. Um, just with just like family obligate, just like weddings, destination weddings, like all this stuff. Like I went to Mexico like 4 times last year. And but the beauty of these deals is like they start stacking. And then as 2024 started, I was like, I need to get back to it. And then I had a few good deals just like kind of spring up on me this spring. And then that's sort of when I kind of came over this hump. And I don't know. I was talking to Shiv and then Nick, and it was like, they're like, "Where are you at?" And I was like, "Yeah." They're like, "Are you over 10K?" I was like, "Oh yeah, yeah, easily." Um, so yeah, it's just one of those things. Like it's just been like it's just being consistent, and it just starts to happen. The more you just stick with it, you know what I mean? Like I basically took a few months off, not even really like pounding deals for like the later part of 2023.
Mhm.
But then just kind of got back to it at the beginning of this year and just got a few deals like in the last few weeks. Um, so yeah.
Well, dude, Nick literally told me you were at 10K. We were like, dude, we got to interview someone like and he's like, dude, you reached out to Bernie. I was like, no, I haven't even talked to Bernie for a long time. And he's like, yeah, we were just at dinner one night, and Bernie's just like, yeah, he's at 10K. It's confirmed. So he's
Yeah,
like, gotta reach out to Bernie. So that's
yeah,
sick.
man.
So, did you just get married, or or is this some other weddings that you went to?
No, no, just other wedding. I've been married for a few years, but it's just like this past year, it's just been a lot of just like personal travel um that takes you away from like your daily routine. You know what I mean? Like your Monday through Friday, like people like because when I travel, like I know Nick's always traveling, he's doing his own thing, but like when I travel, like I'm on vacation. You know what I mean? Like it's hard for me to do like prospecting and phone calls and stuff like and so like I'll be if I'm traveling for like a week. I'm like not doing work for like a week.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And then that's like that puts you back for a week of like your goal setting and stuff like that.
yeah,
And like so I just had a lot of trips, man. At the end, which is kind of a good thing because it's like this affords you to do that. Um, like having this like additional income and money, like and sort of lifestyle kind of lets you do that traveling.
yeah.
But then you gotta be careful that it's like you're not hitting your goals when you're doing that stuff. Like I was all, I went down to Colombia, I went to Hawaii, I was down in Cabo, then Cancun, then Tulum. Like I was going everywhere. But I was like, dude, I need to get back to it because when you're doing that stuff, you're not prospecting, like you gotta watch out. But the beautiful part is like the money's still kind of coming in, like when you're traveling.
Yeah.
Um, so it's nice.
That's funny, dude. Well, that's true. And like some people can work and do that part-time, right? And like do it with the travel, but it's like, yeah, I get what you're saying, dude. You're like, I've been
Yeah,
enjoying
I can't. I was just like, I'm
vacation.
out, dude. I'm like, I was kind of just like enjoying myself and sort of celebrating those wins, but not working for like honestly like 2, 3 months.
I love
And then got back to it as like 2024 happened. So like the last like month and a half, I've just been like kind of getting right back to it.
I love it, dude.
Um, yeah, closed a pretty big deal just literally last week. Um, so that was another big win, and I'm getting right back to the grindstone.
Heck yeah, dude. So you've been interviewed for your first deal. So this is not like we're not gonna celebrate your first deal. We're gonna celebrate like, dude, you hit the 10K mark. Like I wanna kind of pick your brain a little bit. I want this call to be more informational and be like, all right, like from someone from your standpoint, from you being in the game a year and a half to working a 9 to 5 to like literally traveling 2 to 3 months out of the year, like literally having that freedom. Like we talk about like getting to that point, but like it probably doesn't hit you until you actually do it. You know what I'm saying? Like it sounds nice, like just like the ring to it. But then I bet like when you start traveling like yourself, you're like, okay, dude, this is actually like why I do it. This is the addicting part. This is the fun part. So
Yeah, it's nice, and it happens like when I look back at it, it didn't take as long as I thought. Like it's been like a year and a half, which in it sounds kind of long, but that was really just like, winter, summer, winter,
yeah,
and now I'm where I wanted to be.
yeah,
So it wasn't that long, and I also wasn't grinding as hard as like I said, I was taking like months off.
yeah,
And still like it doesn't take that many deals to get there. So it's like, I don't know, it's just the upside is just so much more to doing that. Like in a traditional job, it's like you have to, work so hard to kiss ass to the right people to make sure that they maybe notice you, to
yeah,
maybe get a promotion, to maybe get that 10%, but here it's like you want a promotion, just get another deal.
yeah,
Um, that's it. You want a promotion, go get another deal. And then that stacks. Um, so right now, like what I've learned is to really grow, what I'm focusing on is not so much more deals, but like more deals with my current, like with current customers.
hmm
Um, it's to me, that's been a lot easier, a lot cheaper to do is growing with current clients. I know sometimes it's hard to find a good one. Sometimes clients are hard to grow with. Um, not every client's a gem, and like retention can be tough sometimes. But when you find a good one, you know, treat them well and grow with them. I have several clients that I've grown to like 5 or 6 sites. Um, and it's so much easier to do that than to just like go chase down a new one and like talk them into the whole thing and rank new sites. Like, and so like right now I have like 3 clients that are like the majority of my revenue. You know what I mean? Just growing those few clients. Um, like I was talking to one of my guys is in concrete. I was talking to him on Friday. So just a few days ago. Um, like I had a Zoom call with him for like an hour and a half. I haven't talked to him in a while. And we're talking about doing like a rev share deal where we're gonna basically I'm gonna like double my retainer with him.
wow,
So right now he's paying me like 4,500 a month. And I was sort of pitching to him. I was like, I would like to charge you a lot more money, but I was like, I'll do a lot more for you. And I will like I want to do like let's do a rev share. Because right now, dude, he's making like 2.3 million a year
wow,
off of my leads. He's yeah, like he's like regional and but he's super ambitious, right? And he wants to do way more. I was like, dude, fuck driveways. Like, let's do like excavation. We can do general contracting. Like, we can do all this stuff. And he wants to. Like, he's like, yeah, dude, it's the world is so much bigger than just like driveways and stuff. Um, but he doesn't have the time and like the expertise to go do all that.
yeah,
He's like, dude, you're my marketing guy. Like, help me go do that. Like, he's like, set up campaigns, like set up the websites, go do outbound marketing for me. And he's like, he wants to bring me on to be his guy
yeah.
to go make millions and millions. So, I mean, I'm basically going to be like a 10K a month with this guy
With this
and
guy,
do a rev share deal with him. Like, and he was like trying to talk me into it. You know
dude.
what I mean? He's like Bernie, like we can go crush it if you. He's like I'm like he was trying to talk me into it to try to like tell me how much potential there is.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And because like you know, like if you take care of these guys and if you find the right guy who's who has the potential and like who has the drive and ambition, like they want to make money.
Yeah.
And um it's not like honestly, like that's like a great client. Like I've had guys who just like don't give a shit, you know, and well, you know, they'll pay you and then they, you know, I've had guys who want to leave and stuff like that. But like I've had this guy for a year and he just wants to grow and now I'm like doubling my retainer with him. Um so that's like a takeaway that I've had is just like finding good clients and growing with them.
Yeah.
Um you know, I started with him at 1,500 and then grew to 25 to 45 and now we're just growing and growing. So
Yeah.
just like one guy is basically going to be like a full-time income.
Dude, I love it. Well, dude, and this is what's crazy is I remember you talking to me. We were chatting, and you were like, "Dude, it's hard to freaking like." I think you were like a couple deals. Like, I don't think you weren't at the point where you're at now. I think it was like a year ago or maybe March. But you're like, "Yeah, dude, it's hard to find good clients." And now it's just cool to see kind of the approach that you took, right? Like a lot of people like will just get a bunch of small deals, they stack up. Yeah, you can get to 10K. But also it's cool that you have this strategy where it's like, okay, I already have these good clients. Why not just over deliver? Like let's provide so much value that it's like, dude, if they didn't work with you, they'd be stupid. Like, and you're probably doing so much work for them that if they like they're never gonna quit you. You know what I'm saying? Unless like they're completely just trash business owners and just go under. Like, why would they stop if they're making 2.3 million or just crazy amounts of money, right?
Exactly. It's like I've become like an integral part of his business where he sees me as like a need. Like he's like I'm like his marketing guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I've sort of positioned myself as like a partner, like a growth partner to him. And like I'm gonna to me, I was like, why did he just pay me, you know, like 4,500 a month when he's making millions? I was like, I want more of this. And I pitched it to him and he's like, yeah, like, and I was like, I want to do a rev share. So we haven't inked the deal yet, but I talked to him on Friday and we talked for like an hour about this. Basically, him just like spilling out his dreams to me of like how much he wants to grow. And I was like, yeah, I was like, let's do a rev share and we'll do like a 12-month deal where we have checkpoints along the way. We'll spend more. Um, and we'll do more and we'll do like outbound campaigns because he wants to get into like general contracting
Mm-hmm.
where like those guys do everything. Like they're building skyscrapers, you know, like parking garages, all that stuff. And he's already done it a little bit. He's gotten big deals off of my stuff. But he wants to do that more and he needs someone to like reach out to those big companies. I was like, I'll reach out to him. You know, if I get one big project like that, that's worth so much to him. Like why wouldn't he pay for that? Like he
Yeah.
didn't have the time to go do that. He needs a marketing guy to go do that for him.
Mm-hmm.
Like why wouldn't he do that?
Yeah.
So it's like it's not as passive as a pure like rank and rent deal anymore. It is more like I'm gonna be doing work a little bit, but like eh, what else am I gonna do? Like it's you know, I'll be making a lot more money from it and it's just like one customer. So to me it's a definitely a win.
Yeah.
Um
Well,
it's
and
just
I even
a
think like that's one less client. Like, do you know how like when you get to a point where you're dealing with 10 or 15 clients, it's so annoying. Like
it's a
I mean,
headache,
not
yeah.
15 clients, but I have the ones I do have. I'm like, dude, it's exhausting to try to keep these guys happy sometimes. It's like, dude, it would be better to just like focus on a couple, right? Say, hey, I'm making 5 grand or something from 3 guys, 15 grand. Are you kidding me? It's like less phone calls, less freaking energy. Like in reality, you're probably saving a lot more time too.
Yeah, no, that's how I look at it. Is just like find the good guys and freaking grow with them.
Yeah.
Um, so that's just one thing I wanted to share. Um, but yeah, you know, what else? I don't know. Like we can move on from that
Yeah.
tidbit.
Well, I just want to hear your thoughts. Like, did you think coming into this year and a half ago, is this harder or easier than you thought it was going to be?
Um, that's a good question. It's definitely there's parts that are maybe harder and there's parts that are easier. Like the SEO is about what I thought it would be. Like I didn't know anything about it. And it's like it's the steps for it aren't as hard, right? Like it's like there's actually not that much to it, but then like staying at the top can be challenging. Um, the ads aren't as hard, right? Like it's you can spend money and stuff
Mhm.
like that. The the sales aren't as hard as I thought they may have been. That's really just growing, and it's like it's that's really just explaining um to people. Like I'm not doing hard sales. I'm really just explaining and walking through the numbers with people, and then it makes sense.
Mhm.
That part's not as hard. To me, the hardest part is like staying consistent with everything.
Mhm.
Like it's just doing it like day in and day out. Like if you can just stay consistent, then it will happen. Like it's so easy for like a Monday to just go by and then a Tuesday, and then it's like Monday through Friday has gone by and it's like you haven't done much work.
Yeah.
But if you stay with it, the actual steps it's not all that challenging. It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
It's the
100%.
hardest part is just staying consistent.
Yeah, and I even said that. I was like, dude, it's so easy for me to like, especially when you get a few deals too, because it's like, oh, dude, I'm not working really. Like, I mean, you are like stuff's ranking, you do the work, but if it's ranked, like you're just having this money and you start to let off the gas a little bit, and then like maybe you lose a client, and then you're like, oh shiz, like I got to get another client, like, and then you kind of get some urgency, you land a couple more deals, but it's like, dude, what if we like press the gas the whole time? Like, what if we just didn't let go? And then, like, can you imagine where we'd be? And then, like, we tell it, we're like, dude, it's so stupid. It's a no brainer, but still sometimes we do it. But dude, you're exactly right. It's like consistently doing the uncomfortable steps every single day and doing the stuff you don't want to do is what really makes a difference. Would you agree?
No, 100%. The thing is, like, I'm like naturally like a lazy person. Like, that's like why I got into this. I was like, oh, I want to like not work and I want to find money. You know what I mean? I was like,
Yeah.
and so it's like hard for me to do it, but it's so easy to like let off the gas.
Yeah.
Um, but if you just like stick with it, the deal starts stacking. So um like it really isn't all that hard.
Yeah.
It's just about staying consistent. But it's like anything. It's like if you want to get in shape, it's just like just go to the gym. You know what I mean? It's like it's how hard is that to do? You just
It's
go do it. Like, it only doesn't work if you don't do it,
true.
right?
Give up when
It
you
only
quit.
Yeah, it only doesn't
So,
work if you don't do it.
so I have a question. So you do have a 9 to 5. How does that look like? How are you able to freaking make this much money, do that? Like, how are you? And like you said, you still are going on vacation. Like, how are you making this all happen?
Yeah, so it's tough because like my 9 to 5, it's I get to work remote, right?
Hmm.
And it doesn't my job doesn't ask all that much of me. And I get to work remote and I have Fridays off from it. It's like it's a really cushy job.
Hmm.
I want to quit because I just don't want to have a job, right? But it's just so hard for me to leave it because I'm like it's just extra, like I have a good salary and they don't ask much of me, right? It's like I work remote, I can travel as much as I do. I have Fridays off and they
Yeah,
pay me a lot, right? And so right now it's like I have two incomes that are pretty nice. Like
pretty nice
I,
stuff.
I live a pretty decent life, right? And so every every now and then I'm like, I just want to quit because why even bother?
Yeah.
Um, but I just got another raise and I'm like,
You're like,
how hard is
you're
it to
making
just
this
keep it
hard.
around? Yeah, I'm like, it's not that hard to just do it. So I don't know. I'm in a very fortunate place to just have this like a cushy job.
Yeah,
Um, and so I mean, people tell me they're like, you're crazy if you quit it. Like, why would you quit if you don't have to do that much? Um, and so that's the only reason I haven't quit is because
yeah,
I have an easy, like kind of high paying job. So right now I'm basically banking like two salaries. Like I mean, that's the only reason I haven't quit.
yeah.
Um, honestly, like every week, like I revisit the conversation. I'm like, why don't I just quit? Like I'm making enough. and then I can go all in and just like double. But like right now, I'm basically doubling my salary because I have this side gig.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know, it's like a tough conversation. Um, I do know that it does pull away time from me from like actually going 100% all in. So there is that, because if I had more time, I would definitely be making more from this venture,
Hmm.
right? Um, but it's like that golden can like handcuff conversation where it's like they're just pulling me back, but they don't ask that much of me. So I don't know. It's basically I've just been a total puss about it. Um, like I said, they just gave me a raise and they don't ask all that much of me. So it's been that conflicting thing of like, when are you gonna leave?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Um,
But you
but
have the option to like that's the cool thing is like some people are like, dude, they can't afford to leave that. But like like if you could, it's like, dude, that you're not like a slave to this 9 to 5, but like, hey, it's some money that you can go freaking pay for your trips. You know?
that is the thing. I do have the option, and that's what's nice. And it's like I'm no longer in that position where I'm like trying so hard for an annual raise or an annual promotion and then like get upset if I don't get it. Like I'm like putting in like minimal work, like because I don't care. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I'm like every day I'm like, maybe I'll quit next week. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you're
And
like,
it's
oh,
I'm like to me, like that's my second job. Like
yeah,
to me, like my traditional job is like my second job because
yeah,
I'm like I maybe I'll leave next week, like that kind of thing. So
yeah.
it is kind of it's like my secondary. That's my side hustle,
That's
and
so good.
you know what I mean. And I'm like any day now I'm gonna just leave it because I'm doing pretty well with uh rank and rent.
Yeah. So what were you at originally? So like a year ago, where were you at a year? Actually, let's do 6 months. Where were you at 6 months ago? Like revenue wise.
Um, I was probably around like 6, 7K
Okay.
or so. Yeah.
And then where were you at a year ago?
Um, a year ago, that would have been February. I was just a few deals in, probably around like 3K. Like I think I may have had two deals a year ago. Yeah,
So so yeah, and then now what are you at right now?
like 11.
11. That's crazy.
Yeah. And then if I'm able to talk this guy into like actually doubling it, which I was talking to him on Friday, and I just need to ink it, like I'll probably be able to get up to like 15, 16. Um, so we'll see how that goes. I was like, I mean, we talked to him for like I talked to him for like an hour or so, and then I was like, all right, let's reschedule another meeting. It was more of like a discovery call, like I wasn't trying to do like a one call close on this. I wanted to see like exactly how he was trying to grow and
Mhm,
sort of seeing like how I could help him grow based off of like the industries he's trying to do.
mhm,
And I'm gonna put together like a proposal for him. Um, but I'm gonna run through the numbers and just show him how it makes sense,
mhm,
on a calculator. I'll be like, this is what we'll do for you, and this is how it'll make sense. So, I mean, with him, like I think I'll be bringing in another 4 or 5K a month,
wow,
starting in a week or two.
that's
If,
awesome.
if that goes how as planned, but I have a pretty good idea of when things are gonna close or not, just by conversation. So,
Dude, that's
and
sweet. And even
yeah,
a
I've been
year
working with
ago,
him for
dude,
a
you were
year.
at 3K, now you're at 11. Like, and the cool thing is like you realize that hey, like if I was to go even a little bit harder, like I'd be at this point probably. But like you went on hella vacations, right? You're enjoying the laptop lifestyle, which that's why we all do it. Like I know people like we love working, but like at the same time, it's like, dude, you work because you want to have things. Like you want to go places it
Yeah,
admitted or not, but like it's true, right? And it's cool that you're doing that and you realize like, hey, this is the potential this business model has, and this is how I'm going to treat it. I'm still going to do my job because I like it and I'm getting paid good, but like I'm not a slave to it. That's the thing that a lot of guys have a struggle with is like, dude, they like can't do this because they're such a slave to that like that salary. And if we can get them out of that, then it's like, dude, it's life changing.
yeah, no, for sure. No, it's definitely opened up options for me. It's been, I mean, I've just been stacking because it's a lot of additional income.
Hmm.
Um, and gives me the option to travel, which is, what I'd like to do. Like I said, I went all over the place in the last like 12 months. I was in Europe, like we went to Switzerland, Croatia, Barcelona, like Hawaii, Vegas. I mean, everywhere. I was all over,
Oh,
which takes me away from the growth part because I told you like I'm not working as much, but it doesn't take that many deals to to get to where you are,
yeah.
right? It doesn't take that many deals. Um, so that's what's awesome about it.
That's cool, dude. So, what would you tell your future self, like not your future self, but like like a year and a half ago, you you found out about the business model, you joined the courses. What would you tell yourself to someone just joining or yourself?
I mean, just honestly, just stick with it. Like it's easy to get like discouraged, especially like if you lose a deal, that can be discouraging, or if just prospecting and you can't get a deal. But I just say stick with it, because I've gone into cities spent money and not gotten any deal. Like I've spent a lot of money without getting any deals.
Yeah,
Um, but I'd say if you just stick with it, it'll pay off. It's just like anything, like just stick with it. Um, and the investment pays off. Like I closed a deal just last week and the guy wanted to meet me for dinner. Like this is one of the only deals that I've ever done this for because he was actually like sort of local. So dude, I drove like almost an hour to freaking meet this guy for dinner. He was like, "Okay, well, I want to meet you in person." I was like, "All right." And um, I got him to pay me for 3 months upfront. He wrote me a check for 5K upfront.
wow.
Um, yeah, so I was like, and that was, I mean, and that happened so quick, right? It was like I sent him 3 leads in a week, then met him on Monday and got a check, like just like that. So so it's I mean like, and I just started that prospecting point like 2 weeks ago. Met with him on Monday, got a check, and it's like, and I told you I was being like lazy, like for the last few months. I'm like, all right, let me get back to it, close a deal just like that. So
Yeah.
it's like just stick with it, just do the work, and you'll close deals.
And like
Um,
just talking to you, I feel like you have like you have the no fear of loss mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like you're like, bro, if I get the deal, I get the deal, but like I'm not gonna freaking lose sleep over this business owner. And like I feel like when you have that, you just like you just get deals. Like you literally like people like are attracted to that. It's so weird.
yeah, it is. Yeah, so like if you're thinking about it or on the fence about it, like if you know you can do the work, then just do it. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you're willing to put in the work, then go for it and you'll make the money. Even if like even if you're looking to do it as like a side hustle, like then just go for it.
Yeah,
Because it doesn't take that many deals to make like some pretty decent money.
I know.
You
It's
know what I mean? Like if like two or three good deals and that's paying for your rent and your car and everything,
I
right?
know.
And it's not that hard to do it. So just go for it.
Just do it, dude. Well, and that's the thing, dude, is like for people that have gotten deals that are like that know this business model work, it's a no-brainer. And it's like, dude, if I would have known the information I know now, joining the course, or I would have joined it sooner or whatever, right? Like it's like, dude, you're gonna make your money back. And I think that's the hard thing is we start getting in our heads. We're like, well, what if it doesn't work? What if this? Like, dude, everything you can make money in anything. You will figure it out. It's just time.
Oh, I know. And like and that's the thing. It's like it's so kind of relieving to know that I know I can make money now. Like no
Yeah,
matter what, it's like now I know like if so like I haven't quit my job, right? Because like I think to myself, I'm like, why even bother? It's just such easy money, right? That's really why I have it. It's just easy money. But like I think about it, it's like if it were to disappear or for whatever reason they fired me or made me whatever, I'm like, now I know how to make money whenever I need to. I know I can just go out and make money in a pin. Like I can just make it, right?
yeah,
And that's such a kind of like liberating feeling to just know that you can just go make some money if you need to make money. You know what I mean? Like it's it's like I don't have to rely on a job. I don't have to rely on an employer. Like if I just like put in the work for a few weeks, like I can just go make my own money.
Ex-
Um, and so that is it's a liberating feeling to know that you can be your own business owner kind of whenever you want.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, it's a good feeling.
it is, dude. And just to come back on that thought, like you're providing value to these guys. You know what I'm saying? Like what, like there's some jobs where it's like you just don't feel fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? Like you stack shelves, you do this, you work at a this, and it's like, yeah, you get a paycheck, but like you don't feel good. Like there's something about
Right.
like a guy, one of my business owner closed, like he closed two deals like last week and they both were like 12K. And he in like I was just like the best feeling because I'm like, dude, this guy's like making a difference. Like I'm making a difference for this guy. This guy's not like crazy wealthy by any means, but like this is gonna help him. Like this is a good thing. And it's just like that feeling of knowing that, dude, you're providing value to this society when so many people aren't. It's like the best feeling.
Yeah, it's like by definition, like synergetic. Like like the only way it works is if they make money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they will only pay you if they make money. So it's like we only make money if they make money. So it's like we have to be providing value. So there's nothing like, you know, parasitic about it. It's like we have to be helping people in order to be making money. So yeah, it's such a great business model. It's like we are providing value, we're helping them. Um, because a lot of these business owners, like the tech kills them. You know what I mean? Like it's the tech kills them. They don't have the time. Because I'm sure like, for a lot of them, like they could figure it out if they wanted to, but like they don't have the time. It, you know, like why would they? Right? Like I've had people say like I could do this myself or like, like why, I could set this up myself, I could do the SEO myself. I'm like,
Wow.
you could, but like I could also cut my own hair and
Yeah.
I could change my own oil. Like why would like shouldn't you spend that time on your business instead?
Yeah.
Right? So yeah, it's like you are providing value. Um, so yeah, that's why I love his business model.
Yeah. No, dude, it's so true. And I just want to hit on one point because like I feel like this is something that you figured it out, like obviously, but like you're keeping clients. Like you hit on this point and it's true to me, but like Nick makes YouTube videos about it. You hear about it all the time, but it's like your business owner will only stay with you if they land deals. And dude, I
Right,
didn't realize like how much maintenance, like at least for the first year, like you need to be like this with your business owners. You need to be like messaging them like once a week, or you need to be doing monthly Zoom calls. Like every business owner is different, right? Some are less, some are more. But like if they don't close deals, it doesn't matter like how many leads you send them. Like it's about quality rather than quantity. And I didn't get that. I had a business owner drop me when I was sending him 25 plus leads and I couldn't, I was just mind boggled. I was like, dude, this guy's getting more calls than this guy, getting twice as many, and this guy's still with me and the other guy's not. And comes to find out, this guy that got 25 didn't even land a deal in that month, and he was just like
right.
wasting these leads. I was like, what is going on? And then that's when it finally started. Like I started to listen, started to learn, and then finally it was just like, that's it. That's what I got to do. Is that
What what
how have you, what have you learned in that sense?
100%, it's about like making sure they close deals and the relationship. Like they wanna, it's a very human thing for them to wanna like stay in the relationship like with you
Yeah.
and like they want to work with people that they know. Like I've had a guy who's I've been with for a year, and when I first started with him, I was sending him so many leads. Like it was like 50, 60 lead. I mean, it was a great deal for him. And the leads have died down a lot since then. Like I've ramped up ad spend a lot so that they're back up. But there's been months where it's way less than what he started with. So like than what he was used to, where he gets like 15, 16. And when he first started with me, he was used to getting like 40, 50 leads.
Yeah.
And he's had a million people reach out to him, try to take him away, right, from me. But like he's used to me and he's used to like my relationship and like talking to him and trying to work things out. And like when he calls me, I'm like, okay, let's do this here. Like let's do that. And so like, as long as they will like know that they can talk to you and know that you'll help them out and they have that good relationship for you, like they won't leave. Like he won't leave me because he has a good relationship for me or
Mhm.
a good relationship with me. So like even though there's been months where my delivery has been a little bit worse, he won't leave me because we have that good rapport.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you have good rapport, like they'll stick with you. And so like obviously I've gotten my delivery back up and good service way back up. But even though I've had that like month or two that's been down, he's sticking with me just because of that good relationship. And and that's what it's all about. Like, and I've built a few sites with him, and given it to him for free, like
Mhm.
just to be like, let's like stick with me. And some of them like they don't rank immediately, or even that well at all. But every now and then it'll get him like a deal where like I've had sites where I'm not really spending money on them,
Yeah.
or ad spend, and so they only get like 2 or 3 calls in a month. Um, but every now it's like one of them might be a $20,000 project, and I'm not charging him extra for that. So like he's gonna stick with me. Like I'm his guy. You know what I mean? Like we're partners. And so
Mhm.
it's like just put in the work, just put in the effort. If you have a client, it's so much cheaper to retain that client than it is to go find another one.
Sure. Don't give up on
Just
the deal so fast. Like for me, I would like if there was any objections, sometimes I was like, all right, well, just leave me then. Like that there was a few clients where I felt like that's what I had to do. Like I was like, well, screw you, dude. You didn't land. But what I
yeah,
realized is it's like you have to just flip it and just be like, so did you reach out to all these clients? How many did you actually land? Like start to dig deeper. And then they start to actually think about it. They're like, oh, I actually have made this much money. Like, okay, let's keep working together. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've actually done that with business owners, and it's like this mind thing. So, yeah, if you have a good relationship, you can do this with your business owners. Be that bold and be like, dude, it's not necessarily the leads. Like, maybe it's something that you're doing, or let's do this. And like, you upsell them, you give them something better, you provide more value. Like, you're hitting it right
yeah.
on the head.
No, yeah, definitely. Yeah, do what you can to keep them,
Mhm.
um, for sure, or even like give them a discount for a month or two. Like
Yeah,
if they're ready to leave you, do what you can to keep them, because in the end, it's a lot cheaper to retain a client than it is to go get a new one.
it's so
That's what I've learned. Um, so yeah, it's just do like be better than the other guys, keep your clients and make them happy and it'll work out.
amen, dude. I appreciate it. No, this is all good stuff. And I just love that you're freaking hustling. You're going on vacations, dude. You're living the life that you want to live. You have the freedom. You're not stressed. Like if there's people on this call that want your lifestyle, dude, they're crazy. So let me look see if we got any questions. And then if not, dude, we'll freaking let you go.
I don't
Um,
know.
let's see. Herman said, how didn't I get a notification on this? I've been refreshing the page for almost 10 minutes. He said self-sufficiency is the greatest thing. Okay, he said, what made your leads less quality, Porter? I expected if you targeted high intent keywords, the leads would be pretty good. I don't remember what I was saying. But there are just times where you just get like bad calls. Like even if you do negative keywords, sometimes you get freaking Joe Schmo calling about a job because he's broke and he needs a job. So, I mean,
Yeah,
stuff like
and
that, like
sometimes I can't avoid it because like sometimes I have sites now, like once you have a client, I have some sites where I'm not even running leads anymore. Like once you get ranked and
Mhm.
you're just at the top of Google and like you're still gonna get like some repair jobs where they want to fix a step and they want you to, and it's a few $100s. And my guys don't want to go take a look at that, like they only want to go out for like 3K minimum jobs. Um, and there's also, they're going to get bombarded with like Angie's List calls and stuff like that. And it's hard to filter those out. Um, but like, as long as you like communicate with your client and let them know like what like that, I just tell them, I'm like, hey, this is like some of the price that we have to pay for being at the top of Google.
Mhm.
Um, I'm looking into, and this is what, if you can sell it, charge them more money so that you can fulfill more services. So with this guy that I'm gonna be charging a lot more money, I'm gonna have a person answer the phone for them. It's gonna cost me more money,
Yeah.
but he's gonna pay me more money. He's making he's making a ton off my calls.
Yeah.
So I was like, for like $400, I can get somebody to answer the phone.
Yeah.
Like, right, and it filters out all the BS calls for them. I'm just providing better service. So
Yeah.
like when you charge more money, you can do more and
Mm.
just be a better service. So it's like, that's something you can look into. It can be a harder sell for those like smaller, concrete guys. But if you go after the big guys and you're not afraid to pitch higher prices, like that's something you can look into. Just provide a more premium service. That sort of sucks because your margins are a little bit slower or like slimmer, but that's something you could look into.
Yeah. There's always ways around it. And I have a lot to learn. There's just a lot of things where it's like even with just landing deals, it's like, dude, there's always a way around it. There's always a solution. And before it was like, nope, can't do that. Nope, I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? But it's like you have to be very flexible. You have to be like, hey, we'll figure it out. Like whatever, just work. Let's work. Let's see if it works out. Then we can always do whatever. Like you have to be you have to bend, you have to be flexible for
Yeah,
these business owners, because if you're just like this in a stiff board and you're not relatable, dude, you're gonna get a slim section of this world. These business owners, they're gonna have to be just perfect, and most of the time they're not.
yeah. It's like you could have someone answer the phone for them, right? Like that costs money, but you just if they're charge more money,
Exactly.
right? And there are people out there who will do like people out there who aren't or barely making any money, but you can target people who are
Exactly.
like, like for this guy, it's just a check, it's just a bill for him. Like at this point, he doesn't bitch if the leads are slow or not anymore because he's doing so much volume at this point. I know it's taken us a little while to get there,
Hmm.
but like he would be happy to do that.
Yeah.
To have someone answer the phone for him.
No, I love it, dude. And that's just so important. Just provide the value. You got to be better than your competitors. If you're worried about losing deals, it's because you're not as good as your competitors. Like you got to have some confidence.
Right.
You can't just be fat and ugly and then expect to pull some hot girls. Like you have to be the guy, right?
Right.
Like you have to do whatever you
Yeah.
got to do. So be that guy for that business owner. But dude, is there anything you'd like to add before we hop off? Like any little words of
No, I mean,
advice?
just stay consistent. That would be the number one thing. And then two, take care of your business owners. If you have a good one, try and grow with them. It's cheaper to stay with a customer than it is to get a new one. Those would be my two biggest things.
I love it. We'll just leave
Yeah.
that mic drop. I appreciate you,
Yeah.
Bernie. Thanks so
Yeah, no
much.
problem, man. It's good talking to you.
All right, we'll see you.